Media.
Welcome back to the podcast this is part 3 of our episodes on Queen Romana Didulo of Canada. And, you know, Canadians, thank you for letting us talk about your monarch, you know, your leader that I know you all love and respect. And I hope that we're being, you know, positively deferential towards your great ruler. You know, I'm sorry. It's just so sad that Canada has to deal with having this crazy person run their country. You know, can you imagine what it would be like having like a crazy asshole in charge of your country? It's just embarrassing.
What is that like?
Thank God it's just a Canada problem. Jesus.
I know. Sheesh.
It's okay, guys. You'll get your shit together one of these days, like we have in the Americas.
Like us.
I guess you're in the Americas too. Whatever.
And
anyway,
you too can buy Greenland. All right.
Right.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
You're listening to a podcast, so you're doing something else too, like maybe scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving places you like without thinking you'll get them, because that's what house hunting has become. But Redfin isn't built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, which means when you find a place you love, you've got a real shot at getting it. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
Tired of spills and stains on your sofa? Wash away your worries with Anabay. Anabay is the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly prices. That's right, sofas start at just $699. Enjoy a no-risk experience with pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and changeable slip covers made with performance fabric. Experience cloud-like comfort with high-resilience foam that's hypoallergenic and never needs fluffing. The sturdy steel frame ensures longevity, and the modular pieces can be rearranged anytime. Shop WashableSofas.com for up to 60% off site-wide, backed by a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not absolutely in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping or restocking fees. Every penny back. Upgrade now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change, and certain restrictions may apply.
So August 2021 to December 2021 were very busy times for the Queen of Canada. She hits like her peak. At least this is when Christine Sarteshi says she hits her peak number of followers, which is like 70-something thousand on Telegram. Okay. Now, at this point in time, because inflation's a problem and because the economy's not doing great and because her followers haven't been paying their bills, she's focused a lot on like on providing like what would look like lifelines to the finances of her people.
Okay.
She's got like these grocery pages that are supposed to like help her followers like purchase groceries, find groceries that they can like afford and stuff. She's issuing like decrees eliminating taxes and credit card debt, and she's issuing like fake money. And it's unclear how this is supposed to work. It's like a promissory note that you can print out from a downloadable template with like instructions that says you can use this money wherever you are. They're payable by the Kingdom of Canada. She also describes this as working basically the same as like money at the like the Canadian Tire Company, which like it's this company that like sells, I think, mostly used tires, and they have their own like fake company currency, right? That like you can use for stuff within, if you're paying for other products, you can like accumulate it. A lot of businesses do this. Yeah. And that's kind of, which makes it very unclear. How is this supposed to work? Who is supposed to accept this, right? Like, what is and that's actually never made clear to me. These promissory notes, I'll pull one up I'll do a screen share so you can see what these fucking things look like.
Real groceries with made up money.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, is like they're supposed to find.
Oh, it looks like a check.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a check. It's a promissory note. You get to write your own number in, so it's a blank check for all of your followers. Sure. I don't know. It's really unclear to me how even her followers were supposed to believe this stuff worked. But obviously, like, it doesn't.
Of course not.
But you do have people like printing these out, and she issues them when as they're driving around. They're stopping in towns and they're meeting up with like whatever followers they have in these individual towns, and she's handing these out to people, you know? So I think some of them just believe like eventually when this is valued, I'll finally be rich. You know, that's part of the whole big idea that like there's a change coming and it's going to completely alter my financial situation. And that makes you kind of want to have to believe her. Yeah, she continues making decrees. This is like the primary way that she interacts with her followers. And as Sarteshi writes, the Kingdom of Canada was guided by 3 basic laws. Quote, number 1, if you kill, you will be killed. Number 2, if you kill en masse, commit genocide, crimes against humanity, we will take out your family and your DNA strain.
What?
We'll go back to that in a second. 3, war and division are unlawful. So if you commit crimes, we're going to kill your family and your DNA strain. War and division are unlawful.
What?
I thought you was telling us to kill the doctors.
Yeah, no, yeah, you got to kill the doctors, but you can't divide people, prop. That's divide. That's unlawful.
That's old school.
That's unlawful.
Okay.
No dividing people. Kill all the doctors and the nurses and the school teachers and the business, but don't divide people. You know,
we're going to cut off your
people.
DNA strand. Again, I feel like that's got to be a translation issue. Because I'm like, I don't think, you might actually mean that because you're an alien.
Yeah. She does describe her office, the royal office of Queen Romana, to be the highest court in the land. Thus, all Canadian lawyers are now defunct because they have they're members of the British Accreditation Registry. As opposed to, you know, the real judicial system that she, I guess, hasn't gotten around to building yet, you know?
Commit to the bit, homie.
Yeah. So in January of 2022, Romana's like tour of Canada really takes off in a big way. She's got about a dozen followers. She's got a group of RVs, and they start traveling, you know, initially into like downtown Ottawa. But after that point, they just kind of continue going, right? Like she's meeting people at various small towns. She's expanding her conception of like what's, you know, my powers are. She's making declarations as to martial law. And they're just kind of like driving constantly. She's taken in 6 figures at this point, well over $140,000 in donations. It's unclear exactly how many, but that's what's got to pay for everything because RVs are not cheap to drive, right? And she's got to continue like paying for that. She's got to pay for uniforms for her people, as we'll talk about. Like there's a lot of expenses due to this. So
who's donating? Who?
She's got like 70,000 people on Telegram. So some of them are sending her money, people. You know? And it only takes a few. And she's also got a couple of her followers that are in-person followers. She's completely soaking. Like they're signing over everything to her, right? Like she's doing that thing too.
Yeah.
Now, as 2022 goes along, she's the road trip queen of Canada. She's issuing these declarations, but she starts to expand what she's offering her followers because, grocery lists and fake money only go so far. What people really want is magical powers. And in August of 2022, she announces that she has started teaching her powers to her followers. She gets on, basically she makes a video saying that I've started teaching people, given an intensive class and how people can think like me and act like commander-in-chief. So I'm teaching them all how to run a country if that's ever necessary. I'm teaching them how to take hostages and negotiate, which is not a great sign for your cult. Per Christine Starteshi, Didulo also said she's teaching her core followers how to cloak and uncloak themselves and how to use high-level technologies, including 5G, that Didulo claims will allow her trainees to see through the walls of buildings and homes. She contends that all science fiction movies and television series are disclosures, documentaries, and diaries. Both the television series Star Trek and the movie The Tomorrow War seem to have had an unusually strong influence on Didulo. The Tomorrow War is her life storyline. Now, Prop, have you ever seen The Tomorrow War?
No.
No one did.
I have
no
not.
one did. I'm sure someone in the audience watched the fucking Tomorrow War, but statistically you didn't. It was a 2021.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea.
Great. It's a 2021 sci-fi movie starring Chris Pratt, in which soldiers from the future come back to the present day to warn humanity that in the future we're losing a war against alien invaders, and so they need to draft the whole present day military to go back to the future and fight them. And then when we run out of present day military, they just start drafting regular people to go to the future.
I think I purposefully said, ain't no way in the world I'm gonna watch this.
It doesn't sound good.
I was like, I ain't finna watch this. I know I'm bored, but I ain't finna watch this.
You lost me at Chris
Not
Pratt.
that bored. Chris Pratt?
Yeah, you lost me at Chris Pratt.
So it grossed about $20 million in theaters from a budget of $200 million or so. So it does not do well. People are
the only one
like the writer and director of this movie are dragged out into the street and shot in downtown Hollywood. It is such a failure. But Queen Romana loves this movie because she idolizes the Queen alien, like the bad guy of the movie, I think. I haven't seen this fucking movie. But the aliens are called the White Spikes, and the Queen of the White Spikes is stronger than all of the males of her species, and Romana seems to really, really vibe with this.
He latched on to that. Okay.
Sarteshi ties this movie to Romana's belief in something called DNA X, which she describes as God's tool that she plans to release to every living, all caps, I am in the world. To go back to that weird little cult that we started this with.
Dang, there it is.
I don't know what this means. As best as I can tell, I think, because the original I am movement was based on this guy, this fucking dude hundreds of years ago who'd claimed to be immortal and all-knowing because of magic. And the I am movement was like, no, there's all these, it's actually like this divine, there's this set of tactics that you can find. It is still quasi-occult. And she's taking basically those claims and saying, no, it's not the occult. You can have all of these powers by alien DNA technology that will make you live long and be all-knowing, right? I think that's the gist of it. It's a little unclear to me exactly what she believes because it's silly.
Yeah.
But that's
because what the hell?
Yeah. Right.
Because what the hell?
2022 is spent largely on the road in a caravan of RVs, one of which was gifted to her and several of which were rented. The exact makeup of her cult shifts rapidly at this point. For one thing, formerly loyal members don't last forever, right? Like, people find this and think that it's a good idea, and then she starts to be a crazy asshole to them, and eventually they have enough, and they're like, this isn't fun anymore, and they bounce, right? Other people get... What?
I need the water turned on, okay?
Right.
I'm good.
I'm tired of not having water.
Tired of not having water
heating. Yeah. So people will leave, but other people will come in. So there's kind of, and it's never large. The in-person following is never bigger than much bigger than a dozen people. But there is some people will leave, people will come in, that's sort of happening, right? She's also purging people for making mistakes periodically, which keeps the numbers down. She has, at this point, by the time 2022 rolls around, her followers have uniforms. These are generally white button-up shirts with the Queen Romana logo emblazoned on them, often adorned with official medals that she awarded in her capacity as Canadian Commander-in-Chief, right? Like, and these are... Because like the question whenever you've got one of these people handing out medals is like, okay, what kind of medals are these? Are you like, are these fake military medals? Are these like bottle caps? Yeah. Like what are we looking at here? And as best as I can tell, I think that these are, at least from what I have read, and I think this is Mac Lamoureux who made this claim, and I'm sure he's right. These are like mostly Boy Scout medals. Like these are like Boy Scout awards.
Love it. Love it. Change nothing.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
Dude, how come nobody in this whole situation was like, can I meet a prince? Or like you ain't got no accountant? Like this whole king, like I ain't never met nobody else in this kingdom. Yeah. Like, does anybody work for you?
You're the only one who believes you're the queen. And I guess the people who live in this RV and the handful of folks that we meet traveling, you know?
Yeah, but none of them are a part of your court. Like, who? Yeah. Where's the rest of your administration?
Right. Yeah. Where's the rest of this? Doesn't feel like a government. Again, that gets down to the whole, I think there's a lot of like play acting. You know, it takes two to tango with something like this. I do want to show you guys these uniforms because they're not as elaborate as they might sound from what it's mostly she's just got people wearing like white shirts with fucking medals and stuff on them. But yeah, like those are, as soon as I saw the pictures, like, yeah, those do look like Boy Scout medals.
That's not a uniform.
Look like Boy Scout medals.
Yeah, it's not a uniform, and those are Boy Scout medals.
Yeah, they're just all dressed in white. They look a little Sea Org.
They look like golf caddies.
Yeah, they look like
he's got his all access pass on. Like,
and you can see behind him is an RV that has like meet and greet, Her Majesty, Queen Romana, yada yada yada. Like this is how they drive around. Their RVs are also billboards. He's got his finger pointed up at the sky, which is a thing that all of her followers do. I think they took this from, this is a thing in like the Muslim world. Like you'll see like, and it basically means that like, you know, God's in charge, right? Like,
totally.
It's all, you know, right? Like that's the idea.
You're pointing at him.
I don't know if that's what it means to her for her followers to do that, but they are. That is the gesture they're doing, and I'm sure that's where it came from. She must have just seen it on TV or something and liked it.
Dang! Imagine being that guy, and then now you're like, that's on the internet forever.
That's on the internet forever. Ooh. You in this uniform with like whatever fucking ID she made for you hanging around your neck, and your Boy Scout awards for being the best special boy in the cult.
Whatever like, stage pass you have on.
Like one day, because the guy in this is pretty young. He looks like he's in his 20s, maybe 30. Like, if he doesn't have kids, he very well might one day. And someday they're gonna find out, hey, Dad,
what is this?
Are you in a uniform? What are these awards? Is that let's say the Queen of Canada's RV?
My goodness.
Let me tell you a story about the time Dad made a mistake. Queen Didulo is incredibly serious about her schedule. And one of the worst things you can do if you really want to get kicked out of this cult, the easiest way to do it is to cost her time, because that is a capital offense. Woo! Corey, one of her former Inner Circle members, lost his position after a series of minor errors, including booking an RV to be picked up at 5 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. The Queen called this treason and threatened to have him executed. She'd done this numerous times before, and Mac Lamoureux notes that the methods varied from, quote, being shot in the head or thrown from a helicopter. So she's saying, like, I'm going to have my men shoot you in the head. I'm going to throw you out of a helicopter because you made me wait an hour to get in my new RV that you rented for me.
Ridiculous. I am royalty.
Yeah.
I need to borrow this RV.
Right. She justifies these punishments to the rest of her followers by saying, nobody controls my timeline. Anybody that screws up my timeline is going to be tried for treason and shot in the head.
Except for the people that own the RV.
Right, the people that own the RV.
They control your time.
They might have more control over your timeline here. But you know who won't have you tried for treason and shot in the head, Prop?
They better not, but tell me about it. They better not.
Sponsor this podcast, very rarely have people shot in the head. You know, I'm not going to say never. Might be doing an ad. They've definitely had some people shot in the head, you know?
Yeah,
but
can you stop naming brands, please?
Sophie knows they've had some people shot in the head. It's fine. We all keep drinking the soda. It's okay.
The soda can literally clean your car battery, and we still drink it.
Rory,
So-
please bleep the name of the brand.
No, they'll know what it is. When
Alright,
when Prop
that's
said it eats car batteries,
fine.
they'll know
it's
we're
like it's
talking
now
about.
you have to keep the bit.
Yeah.
But still bleep it.
Anyway, here's ads.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Time for a sofa upgrade? Introducing Anabay Sofas, where designer style meets budget-friendly prices. Anabay brings you the ultimate in furniture innovation with a modular design that allows you to rearrange your space effortlessly. Perfect for both small and large spaces, Anabay is the only machine-washable sofa inside and out. Say goodbye to stains and messes with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics that make cleaning easy. Liquids simply slide right off. Designed for custom comfort, our high-resilience foam lets you choose between a sink-in feel or a supportive memory foam blend. Plus, our pet-friendly, stain-resistant fabrics ensure your sofa stays beautiful for years. Don't compromise quality for price. Visit washablesofas.com to upgrade your living space today. Sofas start at just $699 with no risk returns and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Get up to 60% off plus free shipping and free returns. Shop now at washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. Well, I don't know about you, but I never liked being told, oh, wow, you look so good for your age. Why even bother saying that? Why don't you just say you look great at any age, every age? That's what Meaningful Beauty is all about. We create products that make you feel confident in your skin at the age you are now.
Meaningful Beauty. Beautiful skin at every age. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Wasn't that delicious?
So good.
Your bill, ladies.
I got it. No,
I got it.
Seriously, I insist. I insisted first.
Oh, don't be silly.
You don't be silly.
People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No!
The Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
And we're back.
You're killing me.
Yeah, baby.
We
I'm
might
killing
possibly-
everybody. Just like
I mean, you doing numbers. We might want that sponsor money though. They did invent the visual description of.
So as I noted earlier, Corey and Daisy were foundational cult members. Romana wouldn't have gotten this crazy train off the ground without them, and this did not stop her from abusing them relentlessly. The people you are most reliant on are the people you're going to be most shitty on if you're this kind of cult leader.
Yeah, totally.
And in fact, the fact that they were so useful and key may have encouraged her to abuse them. Maybe she felt kind of insecure that she needed them so much and she was really trying to keep them beaten down. I don't actually know. But the two were doing a lot. They went from managing her Telegram channels to becoming her bodyguard, mechanic, and secretary. Daisy was also the royal bank account, setting up fundraisers and taking donations on behalf of the queen. Didulo made impossible demands regularly to these people, and whenever money came up short or the built-in limitations of technology thwarted her whims of the moment, she would bully Daisy, who later said the abuse was nonstop. It was never-ending. No proper meals, no sleep. She continued, she didn't care. She said, if you work for the queen, you work for the queen. You volunteered to be here. Why are you complaining? And she's got a little bit of a point. She's got a little bit of a point. Yeah.
You don't have to be here.
You knew what you should have known what you were getting into with this dumb bullshit. Like, come on now. Like, you know what you were getting into.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea how old this married couple, Daisy, and I've forgotten the name of the husband?
I'm guessing they were mature adults, probably in middle age, maybe well past it. You know, a decent number of, but they're not all. Some of them are pretty young. I don't actually know their like age range, but you know they're old enough to know better.
Yeah,
and to rent an RV.
Wondering.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
So during her months with the Queen, Daisy estimates that she lost between 10 and 15 pounds. Mark Lamoureux, who interviewed a number of former followers, describes the degree of control the Queen exercised over the day-to-day lives of her immediate tribe as pretty extensive. People would have to ask her for permission to even shower, which she periodically denied some individuals for days at a time.
Why are they like that? Why is that a thing? Remember?
Well, that's pretty normal cult leader stuff.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
It's control over their bodies, over even like their ability to clean themselves. You're practicing.
You're in such close quarters.
Where are you showering?
In the RV.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're in such close quarters, and your punishment is that everybody has to smell that person's stank.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's not. The RV where the people stay is different from the Queen's RV.
True. I forgot. She got the royal RV.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She sometimes had a separate RV just to use as a bathroom.
This lady has figured something out.
Uh-huh. Again, she is living well based on her previous life. She's doing really good.
In relation to, but that's weird body control about smell. I feel like I would want people to smell amazing in front of me.
Yeah,
if I'm royal, if I'm royal, it's 3 showers a day. Y'all clean y'all's booties.
It's just about exercise and control. If you can get him to do that, you can get him to do anything, you know?
True.
And Romana spends despite claiming that she's taking back Canada, she's the rightful ruler, all of her time is spent managing her followers. This very small number of in-person. That's what she does. Most of her work.
But like 20 of them, right?
Right. And that's most of her work is keeping these people busy. You know, keeping these people too busy and too beaten down to leave or to realize that like they're in like how fucked up the situation is. Part of how she does this is she hands up every morning. The day starts with her gathering everyone together and issuing them their tasks for the day. And we're talking a mix of stuff like we're all living in RVs. So there's waste tanks that have to be emptied. There's water tanks that have to be refilled. There's food that has to be purchased. But there's also bullshit work like we need new signs for the vehicles. I need someone to print out a bunch of these fake money things to hand out at the next stop, right? And the point of this is there's some stuff that has to get done. There's a lot of busy work. What's most important, though, is that she's keeping everyone busy all day. Yeah. People would regularly work 16 hours at a time, but she's keeping them busy doing mostly bullshit tasks or like petty work tasks that they don't get anything done. They came here to be part of this crusade to fix Canada, and all they're doing is like maintaining the caravan and handling bullshit work for her, printing stuff out or making new signs or whatever. And this is something former members will say is like, I felt like I worked all the time and nothing ever got done. Right?
Yeah, and you're just running a Kinko's just to
basically. And you think about it, this isn't so unique to her. It's shabbier and sadder because this is just like 10 people or 12 people living in a series of RVs. But that's what Scientology is, right? That's the whole point. And you have the Sea Org and you have all these people, these auditors doing, it's that you have petty work and tasks to keep the people who are full-time members of the cult constantly working, right?
That's true.
You want them always using up their energy. Otherwise, they're going to put that energy towards maybe realizing that they're in a fucking cult. You know?
Yeah. Got it.
And Didulo's goal was to make sure everyone's exhausted and working all the time so they don't have time to plot against her. One good example of this would be the account of a cult member who claims Romana made her wake up at 4 a.m. to turn on her hotel coffee maker. She would do stuff like this, demand people do very basic tasks for her that shouldn't even be necessary just because it's an exertion. It's her like exercising control, right?
Yeah, that's some bully gang stuff right there.
Yeah. Life inside the cult on the road sounds like living hell to me. Here's one description of how Romana liked to start off their days, per an article in Vice. Quote, Every morning at 6 or 7 a.m., the Queen would play her favorite song, disco supergroup Boney M's smash hit Rasputin, about the well-endowed Russian mystic of the same name. Often, the funky vibes would last an hour. Once Didulo played Rasputin for the entire duration of a 10-hour drive, while her staff just sat and listened. Her followers even recorded their own version of the song with lyrics about her. And
it's the worst auntie ever. Like,
yeah.
Oh man.
It's like 10 hours of fucking Rasputin. And I love that song. It's a banger of a hit. Don't get me wrong.
10 hours.
But 10 hours of that. And her obsession with it is so weird. Like there's I'll pull up. There's like you should actually hear her followers version of Rasputin.
I need to. I was going to be my next request.
So if you listen in, check into the QAnon Anonymous episodes. I think it's the second one about Romana that has with Mac Lamro that has the actual audio of the song. I don't want us to get copyright struck, and I'm kind of worried that we might, especially what with the Netflix thing going on. So I'm just going to actually sing you the lyrics. So you're going to get to listen to me sing. As best as I can recall, in tune to the original song Rasputin by Boney M. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
There lives a fearless queen, Romana Didulo. She may seem quite small, but she's oh so powerful. When communists amassed to subjugate her peeps, she summoned allied forces to obliterate. Queen Romana lives for we the people, strong, benevolent, and just. She's discreetly waking sleeping people, daily building trust. Rah, rah, Romana, precious Queen of Canada. She's taking names and she's kicking ass. Rah, rah, Romana, precious Queen of Canada. Please hop on board or get off the bus. And there's a lot more to it. There's a fun line. She's liberating Earth with wisdom and with grace, but if her RV's rocking, she is dancing late. That's weird. That's a weird line to
That's
stick
weird,
in there.
man.
Kind of makes me wonder if there's some weird sex stuff going on. I don't know. But yeah.
Love it.
It's great. Yeah.
All of it. Again, don't change it.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. We all love to see people repurposing Boney M's work for the good of the world.
Yes.
So, as you might expect, hearing hours and hours of the song Rasputin played over and over again, even though that song's kind of a banger, might lead some people in the cult to wonder, like, well, as Corey put it, oh my fucking Lord, what are we doing? What the hell?
Yes.
She's yelling, we got a war, people. Time to get up, and dancing around like a lunatic. So this does start to wear short on some people. The ridiculousness is kind of hard to continue to stretch your sense of disbelief towards. One former member of the group told Vice that one day he took one of their RVs out to do errands. Like there were parts that they needed to pick up, I think for like their streaming rig. They needed to get food for dinner. So this was stuff he needed to do, but he didn't get Queen Romana's permission beforehand. Like he didn't double check with her, I can take the RV out, I have to go on an errand, and she exploded at him, relieving him of duty alongside the members who had left in the RV with him, just firing a bunch of her cult members and saying, you can't split up the convoy, otherwise our military is going to shoot you.
Okay.
Where's the military that's going to shoot you?
What military? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What military? And
military,
the former member who gets kicked out is that guy named Cowan, who was he was disturbed at how distraught one of the cult members was that she fires. That like this, he's kind of, I think, done with it at this point. When she fires him, he's like, good, I'm out of here. But this lady's like losing her mind, weeping and stuff. Quote, she really thought it was her destiny to be there. And I think that really gets to something important I've tried to emphasize a few times. Some people are begging to be in a cult, right? They are desperate for any kind of meaning, right?
Yeah.
Even something that it's something. It's more meaningful than go to work and pay your bills, right?
Yeah.
Anything.
Something important. Now we're getting at something to weep about this rather than being like, this game is trash.
This was fucked up from the beginning. And again, there's something like almost physically painful to some people at being cut off from this when you finally found it, right? When you finally found the thing that gives you a sense of belonging and you get kicked out of it, like that's like losing a limb. Cohen, though, is he's fed up by the time he gets fired. And so he takes his personal video and recording equipment with him. He's one of the guys who knew how to do things, who joined the cult.
Yeah.
And the queen is not happy about this. She gets on Telegram. She declares him a thief. She claims he's kidnapped other staff who left with him. She posts videos of Cohen along with his picture and links to his social media. She calls him a devil worshiper, and she sentences him to death. And her followers, attack him with as much zealousness as they'd attacked all of the other enemies of the group.
Yeah.
One follower posted, "He will not survive what is coming." Another added that Cohen was, quote, "a fan of Satan and a traitor." And another wrote, "Maybe he should be the first to hang publicly for all the other traitors to see what to expect." So that's kind of a blister of at least things that are adjacent to death threats. And all Cohen could do was sort of hunker down to avoid the storm. I didn't answer a single phone call, but my phone was constantly blowing up with Telegram messages and text messages. Then a few people found my personal Facebook page and commented randomly on some posts. One of them, like a 60-year-old woman who looks really nice, and she was like, "You will burn."
What?
Well, it's just the amount of rage when you tell people like this.
Yeah.
Your bullshit game that has become the entire core of your life. This is all the only thing that excites you. This is your friend group. You're addicted to this. And this guy doesn't believe it. He left, even though he actually just got fired. You get enraged. And in part, you're kind of taking out your anger at the rest of the world on this person. Because at some level, they all know this isn't real, right?
Yeah.
And that makes them pissed.
Yeah.
So, as you might get from some of this, Romana's not wildly loyal to her cult members. And in fact, she is so unsatisfied with the quality of her first band of cult members that she fires them all. This is one of my favorite things about her story. It also kind of hints at the weird resilience of her grift. From what I can tell, it sounds like the breakdown started because she was planning to extend her road trip into the United States in a desperate attempt to avoid going back to her normal life and to try to get some of that American money, right?
Yeah.
But some of her followers, including Corey and Daisy, had children and were like, "Well, I thought we were just going to Ottawa, and then you wanted to drive around for a few months, and we were down with that, but we can't do this forever." And so Romana's like, "Well, if you have kids, simply move them in with your family, and then abandon them for the cause." And a few of her followers have kids, and they're like, "What?
Okay,
I didn't think that's what we were doing."
Guys, abandon ship, man.
Yep. So this is all coming to a head as the caravan makes its way into Newfoundland, which is not a heavily populated part of Canada. And they're kind of in the middle of nowhere of Newfoundland, which is itself kind of in the middle of nowhere. And the day after, she makes everyone listen to Rasputin for 10 hours while driving through the middle of nowhere Canada, right? They're stopped. They're all tired. She probably keeps them up late. And then she wakes everyone up early, playing her fucking Rasputin song and yelling about how there's a war on, and says, "Everyone skip breakfast. We got to start driving right now." And Corey and Daisy have finally had enough, and they close the door in her face. And they're like, "No, we're going to sleep. We're not getting up yet. And we're going to eat." And Queen Didulo just leaves them. She abandons it sounds like pretty much all of her staff, 2,000 miles away from her homes, takes the RVs, so they have to rent cars to get home, and declares them traitors and warns them to watch your backs, right? Just leaves them in Newfoundland.
Traitors. All right.
Yeah.
She's smelling her own stuff way too much, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, not long after that, in August of 2022, Queen Didulo carries out her next major real-world endeavor. This is in a town called Peterborough, where she has been convinced for a while and been ranting for a while about the police in Peterborough and how they're enforcing COVID mandates and whatnot. They're corrupt. We're going to do a citizen's arrest, all that good stuff, right? This is all kind of and it's a little hard for me to tell why she focuses specifically on this small town. I think maybe some of it is just that this was a small enough town that maybe she thought it would work. Some of it is that one of her followers, this guy Frank Curtin, lives in the town, and he starts he organizes a mass event to do a citizen arrest of all these police. So I think it may have just been that she had a follower who was no, it'll work if we do it here.
Yeah.
They've got this meme going on that's they're calling the police chief the Retireborough police chief because they're trying to get him to retire and threatening to arrest him if he doesn't. To quote from Sarteshi's piece about Frank Curtin, Curtin is one of Didulo's most ardent supporters and provides a useful example of an active agent. Curtin came to believe in Didulo's ideas after parting ways with his employer, approximately 1 year before the Peterborough event. Problems began between Curtin and his employer when his employer received funds from the government to boost the manufacturing of hand sanitizer as part of the fight against COVID-19. Curtin considered this government funding suspicious. He believes that COVID-19 is fake and that his employer had collected that money illegally. These conspiratorial beliefs then allegedly led to Curtin's departure from the company. After leaving the company, Curtin began regularly serving Didulo's cease and desist orders to public officials. He then specifically targeted Police Chief Scott Gilbert of the Peterborough Police Department. Curtin was upset about not receiving from the Police Chief Gilbert what Gilbert deemed to be an appropriate response to his complaint about his employer's supposed illegal activities. Curtin recorded himself serving a cease and desist order upon Chief Gilbert and posted the video on his YouTube channel. Right? So,
yeah,
this is a really good example of how these kind of things snowball, right? This is not a guy who's living with the caravan. He starts just serving her cease and desists, but she's following him. He's posting as he's in the Telegram. He's putting these up. He's talking about how corrupt the police are. Romana is like, oh, this might be useful. So she starts some memes about retire, the police chief, and we're going to arrest all of them. And it just becomes an increasing thing to her followers. And this kind of makes it inevitable that there's going to be a showdown in Peterborough, right? Like they're going to have to do something there.
Yeah. Yeah. This goes from funny to annoying to like, okay, you have to stop. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about what happened next, but first, ads.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Life gets messy. Spills, stains, pet accidents, and kid chaos. But with Anabay, cleaning up is easy. Our sofas are fully machine washable, inside and out, so you never have to stress about messes again. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics, that means fewer stains and more peace of mind. Designed for real life, our sofas feature changeable fabric covers, allowing you to refresh your style anytime. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa effortlessly. Perfect for cozy apartments or spacious homes. Plus, they're earth-friendly and built to last. That's why over 200,000 happy customers have made the switch. Upgrade your space today. Sofas start at just $699. Visit washablesofas.com now and bring home a sofa made for life. That's washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. Well, I don't know about you, but I never liked being told, oh, wow, you look so good for your age. Why even bother saying that? Why don't you just say you look great at any age, every age? That's what Meaningful Beauty is all about. We create products that make you feel confident in your skin at the age you are now.
Meaningful Beauty. Beautiful skin at every age. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Wasn't that delicious?
So good.
Your bill, ladies?
I got it.
No, I got it.
Seriously, I insist. I insisted first. Oh, don't be silly. You don't be silly.
People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No!
The Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
We're back. So this guy, Frank Curtin, has gotten, as a result of getting fired and losing his mind over COVID stuff, both lost his job and is increasingly becoming unhinged. He's fallen into this rabbit hole of Didulo stuff, and he's gotten obsessed with Chief Gilbert, his town's police chief. He's posting videos about how, like, there's this plane that he'll see flying every now and then that he believes the police chief is flying above his house to, like, fuck with him specifically. So this is not a well man, right? No. This is really not a well man. And he's incredibly angry about, like, the vaccines, and the police are showing up at, like, to protect vaccine sites because of crazy people like Frank Curtin, right? Mm-hmm. And so this all comes to a head in August of 2022, which is when Queen Didulo's caravan shows up in Peterborough for her next major real-world endeavor. She's gathered around 40 of her followers, and she's told them these officers and their chief are all complicit in COVID crimes, and we're going to arrest them. And so they show up in this town, and she attempts to arrest the entire police department. Frank Curtin starts by announcing, "Today we are going to turn the members of the Peterborough Police Station over to the U.S. Special Forces military, the Canadian military, and the Global Military Alliance, who will pick them up once we detain them."
The who?
Well, it makes a lot of sense, Prop. It's the U.S. Special Forces military, not the regular military. They're not involved. But the regular Canadian military is involved. And, of course, the Global Military Alliance. They're all going to show up after we arrest them. They can't arrest the cops themselves. All the militaries in the world. They don't have the power.
Yeah.
We, the people, have to do that. But then they'll detain them once we, the people, have detained them. In response, the police use one of the most dastardly tricks, right? These people show up outside of the police station. They say they're going to arrest them, and the cops lock the door. Just like, not dealing with this right now. Let's see if they go away.
I'm almost on break, fam. Like,
I don't want to deal with this today. So Didulo is reduced for a while to heckling them over a bullhorn, demanding the police turn themselves in. Eventually, the police reinforcements arrive. One man tells them they're under arrest, and the cops are like, "No, I mean, like, you're actually under arrest. we are the cops. We have, like, the guns and stuff. Yeah, you're just
we're trying to be respectful, guys. We're really
with
trying
some
to be
RVs
respectful
behind you. Yeah,
but you're not cops.
You are definitely not cops."
Yeah.
The Guardian summarizes what happened next. Speaking to supporters over a megaphone, Didulo fired up the small crowd, but fled to her RV when scuffles with the police began and some of her disciples were arrested. She was somebody who was boosting this effort and was very much in favor of it until it went south, in which case she threw all of her followers under the bus. She's very big on self-preservation. Right?
Clearly.
A quote from one of the observers. Yeah, 6 people were arrested, 2 with assaulting a police officer, but there were no charges for the Queen, and so her merry road trip continued. She gathered another gaggle of a dozen or so followers together. She bought a $62,000 RV with some of the donated money and had another RV donated to the cause.
Wow.
And she attempted, at this point, I do think, though, she's starting to see it's expensive to drive around all the time. I want to settle somewhere, but I still am not willing to go back to my normal life, which is when she finds a small town called Richmond in 2023. And she finds this because one of the guys who lives in the town has bought, Richmond had a school, but it's a very small town, right? And it's one of those things, the school becomes defunct, you know?
Okay.
I think because there just like aren't enough people to keep it going.
Yeah.
And there's this local guy who's become a follower of her cult, or at least a partial follower of her cult, who's like purchased the school and the land that it's on. And he invites them to come over and like move in, basically. Like, hey, like you can live in this old school that I technically own and live in Richmond, this tiny ass little small town in Canada. Does that sound like a good life?
This don't sound royal, fam.
Yeah. So there's a mix of problems. For one thing, there's a couple of people in town who believe her. So, like, at least one Richmond resident told W5 News that her father stopped paying his bills because Didulo said so. But a lot of people are just unhappy about it. For one thing, they've been kicked out of at least one town prior to this, where, like, they showed up and were trying to set up shop there, and, like, the mayor And a bunch of the local residents had it out for him and like ran them out of town by making it a really uncomfortable place for them to live.
Yeah.
And they try to do that in Richmond. A lot of people do. There's a lot of complaints. There's local government meetings about it. But they're not quite able to kick them out of Richmond with the speed that they want to because, in part, they have a really good thing going. They have this whole school that they can live in that they're turning into like their government headquarters. So they don't want to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We finally got some progress. Yeah.
Right. I think there's also, she's starting to lose followers by this point. She's not at her height. So I think there's this understanding that like, well, I may be near the end of this grift in the beginning and I want to settle down somewhere where like we've got a stable place to live and whatnot. Like maybe that's Mans, who's the guy who's bought them the property, is also just kind of somebody he's like a right-wing crank who hates the COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah. And so some of this is just, I think he hates everyone around him and wants to piss them off.
Yeah.
So this is a huge issue in Richmond for a while, right? There's protests. Some people do go a little bit overboard in being paranoid about the cult too, but I understand basically they don't want these people fucking up their little town, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
And she starts making claims, and the cult does that like, well, there's a lot of us, if we all become residents, we can vote in local elections and shift the elections. They're kind of doing like what that cult in Antelope, Oregon did, that wild, wild country. They're talking about it, right? Yeah. So this also really pisses off people. Like, I don't want my tiny town to be taken over by these weird assholes, right? Mm-hmm. It just sounds like, kind of shitty. So, this goes on for, I think, like a year and change. And it only really hit, there's like kind of an inflection point that came recently where a bunch of them got arrested very recently. Like this is...
Finally.
Fucking finally, right? In September, like the fall of 2025, she gets arrested. And it's kind of some bullshit. She doesn't get arrested for any of the actual, like, really fucked up shit that she does.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she still gets arrested. But...
Yeah, right. Like she gets arrested. It's not even that. It's just like they don't arrest her for the actual bad stuff. They arrest her for like intimidating 4 people, including a police officer, and like basically for intimidating people in town, as opposed to being the time she tried to get people killed or tried to have all those police arrested or got people to stop paying their bills. It's like kind of like witness intimidation almost.
Yeah, he just arrested you for being weird.
They arrested her for being weird. And she's, she live streams the arrest. There's this satisfying moment where the officers are like, leave the phone, you're under arrest. Part of what prompted the RCMP to raid in the first place was that there were pictures of guns from inside the property, but they turned out to be replica handguns. I don't know how far this case is going to go. There's a good chance she gets fucked over just because she is representing herself, which is a bad decision. So she might fuck herself over here. But the charges aren't super crazy, right? Like, she's not getting charged with most of the actual bad cult leader stuff. Maybe she'll successfully fundraise off of this. We don't really know where things are going to go from here, right?
But there's no body count.
No, there's not a body count other than that cat, maybe.
Other than the cat,
It's a pretty tame story, right? It's just, I thought it was fun. I thought we'd all have some fun.
This is great, man.
Yeah,
just,
it's good stuff. Mm-hmm.
It's like, you don't make fun of, like, people who fall into cults, because like you said, glass houses and stones and all that, and then on the other hand, it's like, bruh, you stopped paying your utilities and that wasn't I feel like I can make fun of you for that.
Yeah. Now there is a nice little postscript to this cult, because we don't know what's going to happen with Romana, but I do want to talk for just a second about the King of America, David Carlson. Right?
Yes, please.
Because he did crop up a year or two ago, and people started talking to him. And at first, he was very positive towards Romana, and then he kind of soured on her, and he started making it clear, like, oh, I didn't say she was the queen. I said she was, like, in the running to be the queen. Like, she might be, right?
Yeah. That's not what I said.
The two of them have had a break, right? And there's I'm just going to read the start of this Vice article about him, because it has a really funny opening. Wearing a Florida Gators t-shirt, an Arizona man in his mid-40s attempts to convince the hundreds of thousands of conspiracy theorists watching his laptop live stream that he's the real leader of the United States. King David Carlson explains that he still has a few million people to take out before he's finally done with his plan, installing QAnon kings and queens around the world.
Around the world.
He's great. He claims they've
guy.
replaced Joe Biden was taken out on election day. We've replaced sheriffs and other leaders, and he's been appointing a lot of kings. He's appointed a king to the kingdom of Britain, which I think already has a king. There's a king to the kingdom of Sweden, which I think already has a king.
It does.
There's a king of New Zealand, which I don't think had a king.
He was Maori.
There's a minister of North Carolina. There's a queen, Helen Edwards, of the kingdom of Australia. And then there's Her Excellency Karen, Minister of New Jersey, obviously.
These guys they're so wonderful, man.
Yeah,
Like,
they're great. This is fun.
they're great, dude.
And my favorite is that since Queen Romana has fallen out of the king's favor, she's no longer the Queen of Canada, but he has appointed a new Queen of Canada. A Quebec woman who was a follower of Queen Romana and wrote a fan poem about her, but has now been appointed the real Queen of Canada. And so I guess took the throne in a coup of some sort.
This is great.
This is wild.
Yeah.
Wild times.
And there's I'm going to show you, the last thing I'll show you is I want to show you the royal seal of, I think who we can all agree is a better pick for Queen of Canada, Queen Charmaine.
It's a cool name.
And I just love this. I love
Please
this,
show me
folks.
Queen Charmaine.
Queen Charmaine of Canada, first of her name. It's like a pink logo with a very airbrushed face of a blonde woman.
My Lord.
Queen Charmaine written in
tiaras.
Yeah. Natural laws, zero politics, royal decrees, benevolent monarchy.
It's like if Mar-a-Lago face in Toddlers and Tiaras were like,
this is
she does have some Mar-a-Lago face going
on Instagram who shouldn't be on Instagram, keeping all them filters on her face. Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Yep.
Wow.
Queen Charmaine.
Thanks for sharing,
Thank
Robert.
you, Charmaine.
Really,
well, I know for my part, I now am declaring my allegiance to Queen Charmaine.
I will take
you guys
Queen
want to declare your
Charmaine.
allegiance? Yeah, let's do it. All right, everybody. Queen Charmaine, it is, everyone.
All right, as long as I can shower.
listen.
Sure.
Listen.
She looks like she showers.
She showers a lot.
All I gotta say is listen to Hood Politics with Prop.
Please listen to Hood Politics with Prop with some more of this foolishness.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
My Lord, thank you for this. I needed this. I really did.
This was refreshing. Thank you, Robert.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody.
Man. This could have been a reverse Masters. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, just for the rest of us. You know.
Go to hell. I
go.
love you. Is that what you said, Robert?
Yeah, I say that sometimes.
That's nice.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Behind the Bastards is a production of Cool Zone Media. For more from Cool Zone Media, visit our website, coolzonemedia.com, or check us out on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Full video episodes of Behind the Bastards are now streaming on Netflix, dropping every Tuesday and Thursday. Hit Remind Me on Netflix so you don't miss an episode. For clips and our older episode catalog, continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@BehindTheBastards. We love about 40% of you, statistically speaking.
Time for a sofa upgrade? Introducing Anabay Sofas, where designer style meets budget-friendly prices. Anabay brings you the ultimate in furniture innovation with a modular design that allows you to rearrange your space effortlessly. Perfect for both small and large spaces, Anabay is the only machine-washable sofa inside and out. Say goodbye to stains and messes with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics that make cleaning easy. Liquid simply slide right off. Designed for custom comfort, our high-resilience foam lets you choose between a sink-in feel or a supportive memory foam blend. Plus, our pet-friendly, stain-resistant fabrics ensure your sofa stays beautiful for years. Don't compromise quality for price. Visit washablesofas.com to upgrade your living space today. Sofas start at just $699 with no risk returns and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Get up to 60% off, plus free shipping and free returns. Shop now at washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Discover a spectacular island destination with crystal blue seas, endless sunshine, and the cool Bahamian breeze. Baha Mar, located in Nassau, Bahamas, offers your choice of 3 luxury hotels: the richly refined Rosewood, the playfully hip SLS, and the stylishly modern Grand Hyatt. With over 45 restaurants, bars, and lounges, Baha Mar serves up delicious dining from world-renowned chefs like Daniel Boulud and Marcus Samuelson. Nightlife venues like the new Jean Baptiste Jazz Club and the Caribbean's most luxurious casino. At Baha Mar, you'll find every pleasure under the sun and one-of-a-kind experiences for the entire family, like Baha Bay, our 15-acre lush tropical water park, interactive wildlife experiences, including our daily flamingo parade, world-class golf, tennis, spa, and so much more. Visit bahamar.com today and discover a vacation destination where memories are made for a lifetime. Baha Mar, life spectacular.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive, and when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Flag football is exploding, and iFlag is leading the way. As the Guinness World Record holder, iFlag hosts premier flag football tournaments nationwide for boys, girls, high school girls, and adults. From first-time players to elite competitors, iFlag delivers top-level competition, unforgettable experiences, and a community built around the game. Ready to be part of it? Join the movement. Find your tournament and learn more at iflag.org. That's iflag.org.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.